Oh, this is our room? I've always had a decent internal clock, but it's a new record for me to get accustomed to a new sleeping schedule in just one day. His room is cool, isn't it nice? Especially with this fully grown lump on my scalp. I move an arm from my sheets and I feel my head. Yeah, that's bruised real good. Could be worse though. All right, time to get up. I slump out of bed and yawn, stretching my arms and cracking my spine a bit. My new room is pretty nice. It is nice. Quite spacious, even with all the still sealed boxes. I brush my hands over one of them and the one with my other clothes. I'll get around to opening them at some point. Right now, though, it's time for breakfast. I shuffle downstairs into the heart of the house. The morning sunbeams shining through the window draw my eyes to look out to the new neighborhood. The driveway is empty. Looks like my parents are already gone for the day. Man, my parents are never home. They ain't never home. What are they doing? Like, y'all don't say hi to me? Like, I don't see y'all? That's so weird to me. Like, come on. When's it gonna be the weekend so I can see my parents? No surprise there, really. It's all they ever focus on. A shiver runs up my spine as my feet step on the icy tiles of the kitchen. My eyes are drawn to some taped up box that are still scattered about on the counters. There's a familiar sticky note on the fridge, and I don't even have to read it to know what it says. At this point, Mom's just wasting paper. The least she could do is reuse the same note and make small addendums to it. I snag a plate from the nearest drawer and open up the freezer. No fresh produce to be seen, but there's still the mostly full box of breakfast burritos. Yeah, I've been trying to appreciate ethnic cultures more. Plate loaded with a couple of the minuscule flour-wrapped meals, I set the microwave and wait for the burritos to hopefully not explode or burn inside. While I wait though, I check my phone. I scan over my newsfeed and check out some of the people I'm subscribed to, hoping there's something to watch during my meal. Unfortunately, nobody posts videos or streams this early in the morning. Guess I'll just watch a suggested video then. I prop my phone up and click on something random. At the ding in the microwave, I retrieve my breakfast, carrying it carefully so I don't burn my hands on the bottom of the plate. I give the first burrito a test bite and, the inside is still cold. I know, I hate when that happens. I don't want to stick it back in though. The tortilla would just become a brick then. Yes, that's true. So what you gotta do is you gotta take like a wet paper towel and wrap it in that, right? Wrap the burrito in that and then put it back. So then what it does is it still gets hot like on the inside, but it helps keep the tortilla from getting all like hard because it steams it again. What is this noise? As I was explaining the hack, okay, for the tortilla, you take a wet paper towel, right, and you wrap it in that, and then you put it back in the microwave. It'll keep the tortilla from getting all hard on the outside, which I hate that too. I shrug it off, continue chewing, and watch my phone. No, we're gonna eat it and it's still frozen on the inside? No, it's still too cold. No, I don't like that. No. Why are we doing that? Top of the morning, folks. By the time the video ends, I finish the last of the half-thawed burrito. Pocketing my phone, I slip the plate into the sink and head out for the day. Okay. This time, I'm at least getting through the day. Today, survival. Tomorrow, thrive all. Oh, I think they meant to say thrival. It's funny I get the delayed response like, no, you should have said it this way. I'll work on it. All right, we back on the metro. On the metro again. I take a little more time to check out my surroundings. The sun shines through the windows across from my normal seat. There's this one chick that was there yesterday, probably on her way to work. It's probably a set routine for her at this point. She always does a bit of makeup first and then checks her phone the rest of the way. When the sun shines through the window, it highlights her hair in a really neat way. Like a movie poster almost. Oh my gosh, who just sat next to us like this? I take a picture, but it might be a little too awkward for me. No, it might be a little too creepy. You should not do that, okay? If she's not giving you permission to take a picture of her, don't take a picture. Because that's just weird, okay? You stepping into strange, weird territory, okay? Also, everything's disappeared. Why is it so dark? Ahem. How's St. Hammond treating you so far, Mr. Nito? Why does everybody keep calling me different things? A voice so deep, I feel it reverberated in my bones, calls from above. Who is this? Oh, who's this guy? I'm taken aback at his authoritative stature. His head is nearly grazing the top of the passenger car. How did he even get in here? Right. Oh, it's been great so far, Mr. Ferris. He offers out his hand for a handshake. Though his palm alone smothers. I know that says smothers. Though his palm alone smothers my entire hand. How do you know my name? You're clearly going to school. The nearest one is St. Hammond, and I'm already aware of a new human student. If you don't mind my profiling. Whoa, you got all that just from looking at me? I'm partially joking. Your full name is printed on your backpack. Oh, well, okay. Why do we do that? You know that's dangerous, right? Right? Why do we have our full whole government name on our backpacks? That's weird. Oops. Yep, that's me all right. But please, I know it's only been a few days since the year started, but I'd like to hear your opinion so far. Is this a questionnaire or something? Not exactly, but it is some importance to an assignment of mine. What does that mean? Oh, what am I being secretive for? I'm here to audit your school. See, the teachers know the students, make sure it's a proper place of learning. I wish it were something worth being secretive about. More often than not, it's just paperwork from an office politics. Oh, all right then. My thoughts on the school so far. I consider telling him about a teacher nailing me with a dodgeball to make a point. Nah, I'm over it. Well, the classes that I have are great, and the teachers I have are a dynamic bunch. He thumbs the inside of his coat pocket for his pen, but decides he doesn't need it yet. I see. Any favorites? I mean, I don't like to have favorites, but all the staff seem pretty lively. Ferris lets out a heavy rumbling chuckle. That's certainly good to hear. And what of your fellow students? Made any friends? It's been a bit of a struggle, but it's always been that way for me since my folks move around a lot. I think I'm doing pretty good this time around. Why do you think that is? I think it's just the jacket. Him and this jacket, he's so stuck on his jacket. The jacket? I give my lapel a quick tug for extra style points. Oh my gosh. This dude in this jacket. The Coastline Cotton Nylon Bomber number 32. Part of the latest catalog by A&F. I see. Does he need to lean so close to inspect it? If the carriage rocks in any way, he'd probably turn me into a piece of modern art against the window. And that's what the youth are into these days? Hey, the results speak for themselves. Whatever he's thinking about, it's got nothing to do with his work. I think I have a pretty good idea of what it could be, though. Mr. Ferris, do you got no swag? Huh? Well, I guess that probably answers it. I admit to being a little gray. I'm aware I'm not exactly with it anymore. Well, even the older generation can dress to impress. You just have to see what people today like to wear. I'm certainly willing to listen to the youth of today, yes. It is somewhat important to do my job to know how the student body thinks. And my niece often suggests dressing more relaxed, whatever that means. Does she even see you in casual clothes? I'm wearing them now. Oh my gosh. This dude calls a full-on suit with a tie casual wear. Okay. Yeah, exactly. What? I can save him. Seriously, he needs some saving. Because what? The rest of the trip was quick, but we continue with the small talk about trends. When we arrive at my stop, he attempts to give me his business card. For someone whose mere presence could stop a fight, he seems like a genuinely nice fellow. I look forward to talking to him again. All right, we back in gym class. Oh gosh, those burritos were a mistake. Yeah, oh my gosh. How many did you eat? My stomach is roiling after the warm-ups. Oh my gosh. All right, maggots. Today we'll be working on our cardiovascular system. By that, I mean a good old-fashioned mile run. I want everyone out of the track field yesterday. I notice Damien's mouth opens soon as Coach Solly yells the words. And no, Damien, it doesn't mean I want you to time travel. Unless, of course, you mean running so fast that you hit 88 miles an hour. And just as quickly, Damien shuts his mouth again and shoots Solly a thumbs up. Solly's only reply is to let out a snort. Double time it now, cupcakes. There's no hesitation from me this time. I follow the rest of the class and do the run Solly wanted. As expected, I rapidly fell behind the pack. Yeah, you just ate a bunch of burritos. What were you expecting? And you said you're out of shape. Hey, Inko, nice of you to drop by. How are you doing? Damien, what are you doing back here? Keeping my new buddy company, of course. Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice of Damien. What are you doing? Trying not to vomit? You're doing great then. Thanks, I guess. Shouldn't you be at the very front of the pack, though? Next to Mia? Nah, man, not her. Mia? You know, the one who knocked you out yesterday? Oh, that was her. A brief flashback reminds me of the red Parasaurus. Ah, her. By the by. What? That's throwing me off. By the by, glad to see you're doing way better today. You're even up and running. Yeah, glad I didn't wind up with permanent brain damage. Hey, question. Was what happened yesterday normal around here? Well, Mia's a wild one, that's for sure. Best not to mess with her unless you're into those kinds of chicks. In which case, be my guest. As for Solly, yeah, he's always like that. You'll get used to it, though. He ain't that bad of a guy once he warms up to you. If you say so. Hey, don't worry, man. You're going to fit right in no time flat. In fact, you should sit with us at lunch. That way, we can give you the proper welcome and stuff. Lunch? I mean, Inko, Damien, don't fall behind. Solly's voice snaps me from my mini stupor and makes me realize just how far behind Damien and I had fallen behind the rest of the class. Oops, better catch up with the others before Solly brings out the punitive measure. Excuse me, the what? You don't want to find out, brother. Trust me. What? Come on, dude, let's jet. Before I can say another word, Damien gets behind me and starts pushing me forward, forcing my legs to move faster than they ever should have. I have to struggle to not trip over myself, but somehow I managed to keep up the pace that Damien was forcing my whole body to maintain. Look at him. He's so tired. He fell out. 5 minutes and 3 more laps later, I fall flat on my butt, my heart beating so fast and lungs burning so fiercely that every breath feels like sandpaper scraping against my throat. Regardless of that, though, I finished the jog. The first small step towards conquering my physical weakness. Good job, maggots. Keep this up and you'll be soldiers yet. Solly turns to me and with a slight grin, shoots me a thumbs up. Oh, that's so nice. He just wants us to do good. Okay, that's all for today. Hit the lockers, cupcakes. That was nice. Damien helps me back up, and I join the rest of the male students as we head back to the locker room. We talk a bit more about our interests and other school matters on the way. Damien filling me in a bit on Hammond's history during the 3 years he'd been in attendance. Oh, so he's been there. Okay, his whole high school time he's been here. Okay. By a bit of luck, our lockers aren't that far apart from one another, but our conversation isn't a real possibility considering all the other ones going on in the relatively cramped locker rooms. There really isn't that much more time to chat before the bell rings for our next class switch. I wave goodbye to Damien and start looking for my next class. Don't forget, lunch with the buds. I nod a reply and I turn around and head down the hall towards my next class. Making my way down the hall, I take notice of the surroundings. Though everything about the school seemed pretty normal, there are some key modifications made to better suit the majority of the student body. Mainly water fountains that settle a good 10 or more feet above me. Overall, nothing crazy special. The next class I'm sort of looking forward to is AP Art Design. The class looks like it's in a studio classroom on the second floor. Okay, let's go see. Part of the school here is built on both inside and outside, with open ceilings and walls here and there. Since it's also the art wing, the displayed pictures are coated in hydrophobic layers and framed. Although, since it's the start of the year, the halls are freshly cleared, waiting to be filled in as the semesters pass. Of course, there's no shortage of drains. This hall in particular is displayed prominently in the school's advertising material, and for good reason. The carefully and expertly built dynamic between the surrounding nature, the school, and even the building materials themselves is nothing less than mystical. I can already feel the creative juices flowing. Soon enough, I'm standing just outside the door to my next class. Much like the school wall outside is decorated in various colors and patterns, each corner painted and tagged by different students. I barely step foot inside before the bell rings. Okay. Since I was the last one in, all but one of the other seats were taken. It's pretty close to the front. While many of the students look well prepared, some are clearly ready to fall asleep within the next few minutes. Then there's the teacher. He's standing up by the board waiting for me to finish looking around and take a seat. Since he isn't urging me to look for a seat, he must be used to new students taking it all in. He must be. That must be the art teacher. Somehow he looks young and old at the same time. Yeah, he does, huh? I think it's his outfit that's making him seem old. But he doesn't look old, like in the face, you know? Well, don't want to hold up class for too long. Trying not to take the teacher's hospitality for granted, I take the seat closest to me in the front row. Even with me sitting down, the art teacher still continues to idle, instead staring at the seated students with a hazy stare. Nobody else seems to be paying attention to him, Save for a few people here and there. What? What? Okay, hold on. I need to read this again because I don't understand what I'm saying. Nobody else seems to be paying attention to him. Save for a few people here and there. What does that mean? What? Okay. A few students are whispering something behind me. Where was he yesterday? Hey, I'm not complaining about less work. Yeah, but on the first day? Huh? So in a way, it's the teacher's first day as well. So I didn't miss anything in this class. That's pretty cool, actually. Wham! What? The teacher slams the front of his desk with both fists, the sound echoing through the room. It's a signal for an all-auxiliary conversation to cease, and the class obeys. Despite the sudden furniture abuse, the teacher doesn't look agitated. That's concerning. It's when they do that and they don't look like they're irritated that they feel the most dangerous. Rather, he's got a massive grin on his face. Oh, that's even more concerning. The phrase winning smile comes to mind. Right then, the pale pterodactyl holds what looks like a metallic tray on a stick. Good morning, class. What is happening? Thank you, Raptor Jesus, for forcing me to wear prescription shades. My classmates are all wincing in pain and wiping at their eyes. And welcome to AP Art Design. He holds up the stick haphazardly. This is a flash pan. Saw it at an antique store yesterday. Thought it would be a good introduction. It's not important. Worthless, actually. What? The class winces as the stick is chucked into the garbage bin and shattered. Excuse my absence yesterday. I had matters to take care of elsewhere. My name is Mr. Latacan. Within the blink of an eye, the teacher has replaced the sun on a stick with a fancy marker and managed to scrawl his name across the board in the finest show of calligraphy. And I shall be your guide as we explore the expanse of the creative world. Let's not dilly-dally then, shall we? For a teacher, he's very animated. This first week, we'll be going in depth on the history of the fundamentals of art, perhaps a little trial by fire as well, to get your creative juices flowing. There's murmurs from my classmates, though I pay them no mind. In fact, the prospect of doing some creative work to create something that I could possibly show off. For a brief moment, I picture my own name on a placard in the hallway outside the principal's office. For now, though, I'd like for you all to open up your book to page 3. Right, my book. Wait, what book? Wait. Looking around, I see that everybody else has a novel-sized hardcover book opened. Oh, they must have gotten them yesterday. Now then, class, we'll be starting with... Hesitantly, I raise my hand. Mr. Latacan, sir? I, don't have a book yet. You don't have... How? The substitute passed all of them out yesterday. Oh. His eyes flicker open a second as he connects some internal dots. The word on the street is that some new kid got concussed so hard he had to leave early. Yep, that would be me. Did the street at least mention I was doing well before that? Oh, of course not. You're Mr. Nito, then. Yes, sir. Given the circumstances, I'll let it slide. For now, why don't you share with one of your classmates? After class, I'll write you a note that you can give to the librarian. Thank you, sir. I kind of regret being so late because the only person I can realistically share with is the person to my side. So, hey, it's her. Wait a minute. Wasn't she the one speeding through the hallway yesterday? Yes. Just like back then, I feel her gaze piercing and cold, as if she's not even seeing me next to her. Would it be okay to share the book? It'll only be for today. Instead of a verbal response, she lets out a defeated low groan, like I just spit in her cereal. She then huddles back over her page. Well, gee, sorry I asked. It's only the first real day. Maybe I won't need it. Olivia, come on, share with him this one time. I already told him I personally resolved the issue. Just help me out here. All right? She responds by making a show of sighing deeply while rolling her head back and around. Ordinarily, there would be a groan to go with the gesture, but she remains silent. Her head hangs low in defeat, and she nudges the book a few centimeters closer to me. Thanks? I slide my own desk closer to her, just enough that I can read the page. While our teacher orates the page as if reading from Death of a Hunter, I follow along while simultaneously trying to capture anything that stands out in my notebook. A lot more difficult than expected, as Mr. Latikin seems to put emphasis on every word he spoke. I felt like I was just copying the page wholesale. My eyes turned to the book, to the girl's notes, and scratch, scratch, scratch. Those were some very murderous looking claws on her fingertips. For a split second, I see them retract. She wipes her fingertips on a small hand towel, and whoa, the claws extend again into a bright red puddle on her desk. What? A singular red colored claw is pressed on her paper for a moment, then quickly tugged and twirled and twisted, leaving behind a bright red cursive sentence on the page. Oh, okay. Cool. Those silver irises flick my whole way once more. What? What are you doing? That looks pretty cool. A hint of red creeps across the girl's cheeks. She looks back at the book and hunches her shoulders as high as she humanly or dinally can. Huh? She's now leaning over her notes too, even using the book as extra protection for the pages. I should be focusing on my own notes. Yeah. An impossible task now, though, as the colorful calligraphy next to me has piqued my curiosity. That's what she was doing. Okay, because I couldn't picture it as I was reading it, but essentially she's using her nail, like her little claw nail, and that's how she writes her notes using for calligraphy, and her little, that claw is like red. That's cool. Okay, it just took me a minute. It took me a minute to process. The quill talon continues to delicately etch notes on the page. Yes, okay. And it only leaves the page to dip into what looks like a tiny paint palette at the edge of her desk. The claw extends again, and now there's a faint rumbling. Ooh. She mad. She mad about something. Hey, I hadn't meant to get caught up in it. Sorry, I wait for her to give me a name. She doesn't. She simply returns her focus to the book between us. I wonder what her deal is. In either case, I turn my attention back to class. Hope I can make up for lost time. It's hard to ignore the Gator girl, though. Especially when those icy gray eyes of hers feel like icicles poised to stab through me. Hey, wait a second. Those hand motions. She's not writing anything right now. She's drawing. Oh, well, it's none of my business, but I am rather curious. I'll make a show of leaning back to yawn. Now I can see. It's him. Whoa, it's a calligraphy doodle of me. It is. It's pretty good, too. There's no mistaking. That's my jacket and sunglasses. That's pretty cool. Nobody's ever really drawn me before. Well, there were those others on the first day of school, but that's different. They weren't using their own claws or ink. Oh man, I can't wait. I gotta ask for a closer look. You're gonna get her mad. Don't do that. Hey. It's like, what? Your picture is super cool. Can I see it? She glares me in the eyes, but slowly brings out the sheaf she was doodling on. With the paper more visible, I can just barely make out all the important details. The line work is sharp, each stroke an organic curve that when combined form what had to be me. It even had my glasses in the negative space of the head. Though, what was with the multiple swervy lines coming out of my drawing's head? Dude, this is great. She rolls her eyes and starts retracting the page. Can I take a picture of it? A pause. Why? Nobody's ever done something like that for me. I want to remember it. She passes the paper over to me. Yours. Whoa, really? Thanks. Don't mention it. But, don't. She's nice. After a grueling period made worse by my own anxiety, the bell rings to set us free. Finally, freedom at last. Just stay for a minute longer, Inko. I get some sideways glances from other students as they leave, no doubt suspecting I'm a teacher's pet already. How? How am I a teacher's pet? Like, they shouldn't even be thinking like that. It's not possible. With few strokes from his pen, Latikin hands me a note. Just show this to the librarian and she'll hand you your books. On your way now. Okay, I'm out. A quick trip to the library earns me my missing books. I even got a fancy laminated library card. Latikin's introduction to his class certainly has me excited for photography next. First stop though, lunch. Can't take pictures on an empty stomach. That is so true. That is so true. Between my lackluster breakfast and gym class, I'm starving. Despite my hunger though, I'm stopped dead in my tracks as I look around the cafeteria for a place to sit. Okay, let's see what we got. Uh-oh. The whole place is overtaken by lawless anarchy. I've never seen a riot this intense. It's probably the line for food. It's probably the line for food. A few students have even crawled halfway up the wall, hanging by the decorative vines. Food flies about everywhere, utilized as ammunition rather than sustenance. And yet, the security guard by the door isn't moving. This must be acceptable. I shudder to think what would be bad enough to warrant him taking action. I've never seen anything like this at any of my old schools. But more importantly, all the cliques have already formed from the previous day. I missed my chance to sit with anybody. No, you didn't. You still have, what's his name? Damien. Wait, it's only the second day. Why am I acting as though it's too late for anything? Yo, Nico. I'm shoulder checked from behind by what feels like an oversized fist or undersized boulder. If I wasn't already by a wall, I would have either been sent sprawling or made into roadkill. When I turn around, I'm met with Damien's toothy grin. It's Damien. Oh, what? What already? Forgot about me? You don't... Oh my gosh. Look, I was bound to have a slow down moment, okay? It was bound to come around. Okay, it's a lot of reading. You don't get anywhere to be what? What? You don't got anywhere to be, right? Oh, you don't got anywhere to be, right? Yeah. You stuttered. Come on. We're going somewhere. May as well, right? Damien excitedly motions at me to follow through the traffic of students going about the lunchroom. Peering in through the crowd, waving me over, and disappearing again like he's outrunning something. Okay. It's a good thing I hadn't gotten my own lunch yet. It'd be dumped on the floor around 3 elbows and a slap ago. Though the clamoring, I hear something about a turf war starting with the new year and the megalodons will continue to rule. I don't know. Somewhere mixed in is the undeniable sound of a steel chair clattering to the ground. It's like wrestling in there. It's wrestling. The place is an actual war zone now. How on earth is Damien able to weave through these guys so easily? Well, he's been there for 3 years. He knows what to do. Eventually, he leads me to the far corner of the room and to his usual lunch table. Hey, you're alive. I think one of my ribs is cracked. That's just the school spirit you're feeling. No, it isn't. His ribs are probably cracked. Oh, I feel less like a person and more like a well-used punching bag. I finished stretching my wounded back and actually checked the table. It's basically empty. There's only one other person here. It's her. The Gator girl gives me an unamused raised brow. Hey, you. Oh, snap. You know Olivia? Olivia, right, yeah. The one and only. You didn't tell me you met already. So Damien and Olivia are friends. Who would have thought that they know each other and that they're friends? He's so different from her. But maybe that's why they're friends, Sometimes that works. Because I only sort of did. We're in the same class. Ah, okay, I get it now. Still, that sounds awesome. All my lunch buddies are artists. All? Oh yeah, there's usually a third in our group, but she's out screwing around in school business. She'll probably be back tomorrow. Student council stuff can't take that long, right? What's she need with the student council? Oh, she didn't need anything with the student council. She's in it. She's the treasurer. The treasurer? Something like that. What do you think, Olivia? Olivia just grunts in reply. She doesn't even bother to look up from her lunch tray. Aren't you an artist too, Damien? Nah, I don't get the patience to sit around for hours like that. So you're not taking advantage of the art programs here? Don't really need them. Home's just real close by. Only other artist here today is Olivia. His arms wave over Olivia as if he was presenting her at an auction or something. For her part, the Gator girl just grunts again. Well, what do you do then, Olivia? Finally, she looks up, turning an indifferent look my way. Did she say something? What was that? What is it? It's nothing. She's not saying nothing. The ambient war noises are a bit too loud. Can't hear anything. Sorry, I can't hear anything you're saying over the... Don't sweat it. She's just real quiet type. Oh, she's just quiet. Okay, she didn't say nothing. I paint. Oh, never mind. She was talking. We just couldn't hear her. She said she paints and she's pissed. She paints and she's pissed. Okay. Whoa, hey. Holy heck, her voice sounds so raspy as if she'd never drunk a drop of water in her life. Guess I hadn't noticed before when she gave me those one-syllable responses, but for someone's voice to be strained from a single shout. She furrows her brow and looks back down at her lunch. Oh snap, we've been standing around for a while. He sits down. Ooh, where was that? That's not even on there. He sits back in his own seat and takes a huge bite of mystery meat steak. Right? Food. After the workout and poor breakfast today, I'm particularly famished now. But the line. All eyes look to where the lunch line should be. And it's becoming a full-blown riot. Someone's got a fire extinguisher trying to stop it. Oh, I probably should have waited for you to get yours. Oops. Damien returns to his steak rather aggressively. But who am I to question dino etiquette and the act of using one's foot to anchor the food for tearing? Okay, that's an interesting way of eating. You're right. Suddenly, the sound of squeaking rubber draws both of our attention towards Olivia. She's holding onto one of her wheels, having just skidded it across the granite floor. Oh, what's up? She tilts her head back towards the courtyard behind us. It looks like there's a few vending machines out there. Huh, I guess I'll check them out. I leave the group behind to go try and get lunch. Well, that was nice of her. Not a fan of soda and chips for a meal, but it's enough for wartime survival. Hey, this thing accepts credit cards. Handy. I'm feeling like... Ooh, I finally get to engage. Okay, my favorite color is drywall store brand soda. No, pretending to be on a diet, baked chips, a huge effing idiot. I'm going to get a sports drink. Wait, that's it? I only get it. Pretending to be on a diet, baked chips, a huge... Okay, I'm gonna go with, I'm not gonna buy soda. I just get some chips, some baked chips. I pick out a few other brands I recognize enough to tide me over for the rest of the school day. I bend to pick up the bags from the dispenser slot and that green chick's looking at me. She notices me gazing at her and hunches over again hurriedly. What's that all about? Right? Making new friends? I buy a few extra sodas for the table. Well, that was nice. Carrying everything back in both arms, I place them on an empty spot, sliding a can of soda to Damien. He looks at me like I had just tossed him a gold bar. Whoa, dude! The Dilo boy's mouth opens wide as he chomps on the bottom of the can, his fangs piercing the thin metal and spraying its contents down his gullet. I toss some over to Olivia as well. She eyes it as though it were booby-trapped before taking a bag of chips. Damien sighs happily as he chucks the shredded remains of his can away. Caffeine ambrosia. What were you talking about before? Olivia's art, right? She's really good, Inky. Like you wouldn't believe. Can he at least stick to a nickname? Really? Oh, totally. She's like won awards and stuff. She has? Can I see them? In fact, I could snap some glamour shots for you. No need, dude. I've already got pictures on my phone. No, I mean, hold on. I pick up my backpack from the floor, unzipping it and retrieving my beloved camera from it. I'm actually into photography. The Dino Man reaches for the well-aged DSLR, and on instinct, I swat his hands away. Hey. Sorry, force of habit. What do you think, Olivia? She eyes me up and down with the same furrowed brow. Aren't you the guy that ate dirt in gym yesterday? Okay. Why would you know about that, and why are you bringing that up? Yep, nope. I shoot Damien a quick dirty glance before returning to look at Olivia. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty bad. It wasn't. And how does everyone seem to know about it? Damien looks aside sheepishly. Yeah, he ran his mouth. I may have had a hand spreading the story around. I thought it was funny. Don't worry though, everyone has had some embarrassing story. One time I got my frills stuck in the bathroom stall. I didn't need to know that. It took him an hour to get it out. See, everybody's got something. Olivia pops a chip into her jaws, her face looking out to nowhere as if she's thinking of something. Damien leans close to me, one of his frills extended to hide from Olivia. Dude, I haven't seen her talk this much during lunch since last year. She said 3 things, and one of them was a grunt. Why the secrecy? It's like a secret meeting. Those are cool. Uh-huh. But yeah, this is something else. She's really warming up to you. I can tell. He sits back down properly. Honestly, this whole thing is a little creepy. She's probably not a bad person to talk to, but Damien isn't helping. As eager as I am to make new friends this year, this is definitely not how I thought it would pan out. Maybe it's best that I get through lunch quickly and quietly. Why? Why are we being like this? I don't understand why we're being like this. At least I have a spot to sit during lunch. Not like I'd have any other options. There you are, Inko. Oh, it's Ben. A voice rings out to greet me, which catches our attention. I see a familiar bespectacled face walk over to us with a lunch tray in his hands. Glad to see that you've made it to lunch this time. Oh, hey, Ben. I'm guessing you and Inky here already met. Introduced myself after I bumped into him the other day. Speaking of bumps, you shouldn't have seen Inky here yesterday. Okay, Damien. Why you keep telling my business, Damien? Why do you keep telling everybody about this? This needs to stop. Damien lets out a cackle and slaps me on the back, igniting the gym pains in my body and almost knocking my glasses off. Ben gives a concerned half smile. This must be my eternal torment for the rest of the semester. Yeah, about yesterday. Ben looks down the aisle of chatting students and signals to someone with his head. Standing 10 feet away from us is an imposing-looking dinosaur girl with the blonde hair, crimson scales, and sporting a fiery red leather jacket. It's the girl that hit you. I forgot her name. Ben motions for her to come closer with a soft smile on his face and nod. And she smiles back, though her own is noticeably strained. Okay, I'm here. It's Mia. That's the one who hit me, right? Isn't that the one Damien said? That hit, look at his face. Look at his face. It's gotta be her. She slowly makes her way over, and I notice how some of the students begin to quiet down as she passes by them. It's gotta be her. Yep, it's her. Look at her. As she gets closer, her intense presence invades me, and even though we're about the same height, I feel like an ant about to get crushed under her boot. Somewhere in my synapse connects her face to me, tasting bright red rubber yesterday. I really wish it hadn't. Inko, Mia here has something to say to you. Mia stays silent, but strides the last couple steps rigidly to stand right in front of me. She sucks in air through her teeth. Sorry. The corner of the girl's lips start to rise. She did not want to say it. She's apologizing, but she don't mean that. Look at this. Look at this. I didn't mean to knock your lights out. Oh, she's one of those. She's one of those. Behind her, I notice Ben wincing. The girl lets out a laugh and lays an arm around my shoulder, her smile growing wide once more. Heat creeps along my face as her muzzle nears my ear, especially when a puff of hot air blows by the lobe. The heat is torn away, though, when I feel her fingers dig roughly into my shoulder and her sharp hiss of a whisper scrapes my eardrum. That ball was me being nice, Baldy. Screw the class over again and I'll effing inch you. Wow. Nodding in understanding, Mia pushes away from me with a small cheer. See? All clear now, Benny boy. Oh my gosh. Mia, that's not quite. Ah, boo. You know how I am. Her eyes flutter as she looks his way. Yes, I know, but you promised you would be. Nicer, I know, and I was. So I'll be seeing you later tonight, Benny. Just like we promised. She waves us off collectively and backs into the crowd, vanishing before either one of us could fully process her words and actions. Damien nudges my side. Dude, I think she likes you. Ben sighs. Sorry about that, Inko. I heard earlier about what happened at PE and connected the dots. Mia comes off as rough, round the edges, but she's actually really sweet. I'll talk to her about it more later. You and her, yeah, since the start of high school. The classic jock and nerd pairing. Sounds like you're living the dream. That's what I thought. When she said boo, she meant like boo. Like that's my man. You know it. But yeah, I'm sorry your first impression of her isn't ideal. It's fine. It's just dodgeball. Not like she was looking to do something. Yeah. Damien? Damien looks up from the rest of his meal, having selectively heard his name. Could you not spread rumors about your fellow classmates? No worries, Nico. And I are cool. Yeah, but still don't spread rumors. That still doesn't make it right. Exactly. Ben is right. Sure. Yes, sir. Yeah. He gives Ben a lazy salute. Ben merely sighs as he places his tray on the table and makes himself comfortable on the seat next to me. As he settles in, Ben notices my camera, still out on the table. Oh, is this your camera, Inko? Huh? Oh yeah, I was showing it to Damien and Olivia earlier. May I? I feel my instincts kick in for a moment before remembering that Ben also works with a camera. Sure, have a look. I watch as Ben gingerly picks up my camera and gives it a thorough inspection. I must say, as far as standard DSLRs go, yours is of very good quality. It's nothing too special really, just something I picked up a while back. Well, you have a good taste in camera models. He hands me back my camera, to which I place it back into my backpack. Thanks. With something like that, it'd be easy to get some great shots. Well, I do have a small collection in a portfolio drive. A portfolio? Oh man, I'd only just got mine a month ago. I bet you got like a dozen pieces to show from, for the, oh my gosh. I bet you have got like a dozen pieces to choose from for the next year's art contest. The what? He missed the announcement. What announcement? The school has an annual art contest at the start of every new year. The winner gets a small cash prize, but the bigger prize is the fact that the winner's piece is submitted for publication in a couple big magazines. Where did Olivia go? Why did Olivia leave? Why did she leave? You see how she rolled out? She just left. Why? Oh. Wow. That sounds awesome. Of course. That also means a lot of the students plan ahead and work all summer for something to submit. Did you do anything for it, Ben? You know it. Well, good luck. Liz said she'd turn in the perfect piece yesterday. Okay, now I'm interested. Finally, a chance to show my real skill at something I'm good at. Hey, Olivia, could you help you? My goodness. The reading. I think I'm getting tired, y'all. Okay, we're going to get through this one and then I'm going to save and then we'll pick this up again. Hey, Olivia could help you out. With your shots and her art, you two could totally win. Right, Olivia? Yeah, she gone. She been left. Olivia? We all turn our heads to Olivia only to realize that she's disappeared. Yeah, she left. When did she leave? A while ago. Y'all missed it. Confused, I scan around the cafeteria and my eyes manage to spot her through the crowd of students. She's rolling away towards the cafeteria doors and quickly. Just like that, I lose sight of her as fast as I had seen her. I turn to look at Damien and Ben. Damien not only looks puzzled, but also disappointed for some reason. Ben, meanwhile, well, he almost looks annoyed that Olivia left. Guess she hasn't changed. So it seems. The venomous sting to his words makes me feel like there's more going on than I'm aware of. I decided not to try to pry into it and instead bring the conversation back. Well, I still want to try. You can upload your submissions on the school's website. Oh, then I'll need an account. You don't have one? Don't think so. I've only been told they'll get me that stuff by the end of the week. Sounds about right. Truthfully, it takes about 5 minutes at most to deal with that. Then why the wait? Nobody wants to deal with it. Guess I'll wait then. Ben scratches the side of his head. I think there's someone in Studco that can help you out, actually. It's the treasurer's duty day today. Uh-oh. So that's where Liz ended up. I don't know any names, so maybe. Huh. Guess I'll get to meet Liz sooner rather than later. Think I'll take care of that before lunch is over then. See you in class, Ben. Sure thing. Later, Damien. Deuces, man. Tell Liz I said hi. I grab some of the leftover snacks from the table and my backpack and head out of the cafeteria. Yeah, Liz is the other buddy that they have. Finally, I can show off my skills, show that I'm just as capable an artist as anyone else here. I mean, maybe you are. We don't know that.